slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play.
What's good, YouTube? C1 Man back in the building, back with another video. I like to cover my opinions. If it's something that could be international, I'll cover it. Something that I'm curious about, hopefully a few other people are curious about. If it's something within my area, I try to cover a little bit everywhere. You know? So if y'all got suggestions, my email is in the description box below to give me something to look at or react to if you want my take. So I appreciate that and would definitely take a look at it and just, talk about it and give usually my bigger picture perspective on it, where I usually will want to help people understand where men come from and hopefully translate it over and come with a compromise sometimes. But for the most part, just to get a better understanding of guys from a point of view that most guys don't get a chance to talk about, Today, we're watching a video from a guy named Fitty. Shout out to him. Link to his video, to his page. It's going to be in the description box below. Take time out to show love to him. If you like his content, feel free to watch as much as possible. If you like my content, there's much more content available to watch as well. I'm out here being consistent, trying to get it back out here, trying to make sure that my schedule stay the same so we can actually do consistent work, But, life be life. So, without further ado, the video is about plus size Asian girl gets real about dating for a minute. So this is going to help me learn about how plus size Asian girl view things, but it could be certain issues and certain assumptions that all people assume about plus size women altogether. So who knows? Let's see. Let's get in there. Let's learn. Let's give our take on certain stuff. Hopefully we get something out of this, and we can continue to communicate instead of bad mouthing each other. Like, give proper dialogue, proper discussion, feedback, criticism, like constructive criticism, not being petty, not being negative. So let's do this.
Men have about plus size women.
They always think being plus size only date black men. I would say a lot of us, we have I have a friends that also plus size model as well. Some of us, we don't have type. We always like people with their mindset and their behavior. I don't think skin color or race do anything or affect anything about dating part, but people always misunderstood that big always with the BBC.
Oh, yeah.
So to put it right there, I think whether you smaller than me, taller than me, any race you are, still can come up to big woman if you like or you're attracted to one.
Do people usually?
Hold up. Let me say something. I think I'm kind of shocked that more people aren't attracted to like plus size women, because I think the whole idea is not every single plus size woman is unhealthy or just don't have any healthy habits and stuff like that. I think that's the assumption that most people have. There are plus size women that have their size is their size for genetic reasons, and they still eat healthy, they still live a healthy life, they still stay in shape and work with what they got. Now, not everybody is going to do that when they're plus size, but some women look really, really great as a plus size woman. So I don't understand. I don't understand where the hiccup is. If she looks good, she's look good. What's the problem? Most plus size women, they don't get enough credit for how well they treat their man. Although there is a bad connotation, a bad misrepresentation for the small select group of plus size women that tend to be very masculine and abusive. But there's a lot of plus size women that are not like that. I hope in the future people don't try to like be so fixated on plus size women dating a certain person or a group of people or a certain circumstance, and be proud of their companion, plus size or not. Just be proud of her. Love to show her off, and make her feel good and all this stuff. And she's gonna be taking care of herself, be healthy, things like that. Because there's a lot of people that's not even plus size and very unhealthy. They just don't look like it because they small. But you could be unhealthy by being anorexic. I know that's an issue, but I'm just saying you don't even have to be anorexic to be unhealthy. So there's so many different ways, slim or big, to be unhealthy. It just comes down to the mindset behind the person. You got to get to know the person, and at the same time, you are what you're attracted to. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. So I just hope people kind of be more open-minded and see the bigger picture. And I hope they'll start learning that, damn, I get really treated real well. Or, there's plus size women out there that are just as bad as some of the women that may be smaller. So.
Guess where you're from?
Yes, they take a guess a lot, but everybody is always wrong.
So, like, where do people usually guess you're from?
Either Korean, Chinese, the most, and or Japanese.
What are you really passionate about right now?
Modeling, plus size models, and getting more into a social media industry. Yes.
So, like, why do you decide to be a plus size model in Asia?
I always have this confidence and the beauty that I have love from my mom, and she always say I can be one day. And nowadays, more westernized coming to Asia more, and we start appreciate about being this type of body and being plus size. Yeah.
How has the Asian beauty standards affect you as a plus size model?
It used to affect me when I was young because the skinny is the better, and white color of the skin is always better back when I was young. But now it don't affect me at all. I love my body. I love my skin tone, and I love the way I am. It's hard growing up because I'm pretty tall woman, tall kid in a school or in a class. It's affect a lot. They used to bully, but now I follow my dream and I made it happen. I motivate a lot of people, a lot of teenagers that they're my size, and to love their body more and be confident and be positive about it.
As a plus size woman in Asia, do you get fetishized by the Asian men or more by the Western men?
A little bit of both. I have a lot of Asian fan that from my modeling's part, and also a lot of DMs from Western Eye as well. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both because someone is also someone preference. It's like a more hidden gem for Asia, and also I don't think it just body shape. It's about mentality of a Asian woman. We're very submissive, and about the culture as well. We have a very beautiful culture that you can get experience and learn about it from Asian women, and also the body is a plus.
What is body positivity to you?
It's nothing too big, nothing too small. If you love yourself, if you're always positive about it, and even though there's a hater, it's just a comment that you can keep motivate yourself. If you want to change, you can change. If you don't want to, you already like the way you are. Just be positive and living with it, happy. Yeah.
How do you
I mean, body positivity to me, and I want to say this because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's being interpreted but not being said. Imagine learning how, whether it's body positivity or different other issues, imagine the weight of not being everybody's choice, or a lot of people look at you in a certain way, and you have to understand where, when going through the school years, you're trying to do what the popular kids are doing, or you're trying to do what the children that you like are doing or admire. And imagine you not fitting that mold, and you got to take all of that negativity, take all of that, and be okay with it, and still find a way to be yourself and love yourself. Of course, when you're an adult, you figure it out, you get more into it and try to, learn more about yourself, learn to love yourself more. But to deal with it as a child and find a way to make that happen, to be body positive, speaks volumes on just strength alone, right? Because you're having that kind of strength at an early age, you having that kind of clarity at that age to understand your self-worth and just be the best person you are no matter what. Says a lot about your character. But as people, there's people out here as adults that struggle to fail to love themselves, including myself even. And I hope we all do the best we can to love each other, love ourselves, and not getting construed with, oh, love me and the flaws that I have. Because you should always improve, right? If you have flaws and you can improve them, you should improve them to be the best version of yourself. Now, if you think there's something that you really like that's not necessarily detrimental or negative or unhealthy, and a person might not like it as much or care for it as much, then that's tough balls, tough cookie. But if you are bettering yourself, bettering your mental, bettering your health, all of this stuff, what is the best version of yourself for you? That's what you need to be focused on. Don't focus on nobody else. Vision the best version of you. Because there's some people out there that might be watching this video, that might be by themselves or to themselves. I want you, when you're by yourself, to invest in yourself. Like, look up things that you like. Don't try to emulate and mold all of this stuff. Now, there's good examples out there that you go off of and be like, you know what, this is what I came to, and this works. But really be in love with yourself and just envision what is the best version of you think. Now, of course, there's a consideration of the world standards and certain things, like if you get tattoos all over the place, you got to be ready that sadly you can't just get any job and BS like that. But, you know, just focus on loving yourself though. Real talk. If you got time to be to yourself, if you by yourself and you're not by choice, find and figure out how to love yourself. Seriously. All right?
Feel like when a foreign man approach you as compared to an Asian guy?
You know, for the first part, anybody can approach me, you know, with Asian or foreigner, but I understand that I might look intimidate for Asian men, it's pretty hard to approach. But yeah, more foreigner to approach me. There's no different, but I think foreigner is more confident to come up to big women and approach and give us a compliment.
Grown up in
I think the reason why most guys hesitate, not in be intimidated, but hesitate to come and approach women is if I think you're beautiful, then in my mind, a lot of guys approach you, right? I might say something that you already heard or whatever. I might not have game. I might not have the best approach. I might have an approach that everybody already used. And I'm not worried about the rejection, the turn down. I'm worried more about the disrespect. If I get rejected disrespectfully, if I get embarrassed, if I feel like I'm wasting your time, especially if I think you're worth it. Yeah, I forgot what a few other things were, but you know, it's like with you doing simple things out here nowadays, and you see that if a guy try to save a woman, the woman will put him in a lawsuit when he saved her life. It's like you do step back and hesitate a bit because you don't want to be one of those weird extreme cases that you see out here a good amount of times, and you just want to be careful in yourself. Like you want to see signs to get a green light and then approach that person for sure. But when they don't show good enough signs, or the signs that they think they're showing is very vague, it's like if a woman is looking at me, right, and I look at her for a split second and I don't want her to think I'm a creep, I'm not going to realize that she's been looking at me long enough to know that I can approach her. You know? So how would I even see that you're looking at me long enough to approach her? Like, what else do we have to like be an obvious sign, or I'm getting warmer signs to approach women is something I hope more women work on to kind of be like a traffic light. Be a traffic light in the sense of, hey, give me a sign that is showing me, hey, slow down, slow your roll, I'm not interested, or keep going. Stuff like that.
being matured, have you been has your preference in dating your type, has it been changing or has it always been constant?
It's changing almost every couple years. You know, when you learn about yourself, you know what you like, you know what your attracts, you know, and sometimes looks after a while it get tiring. You know, I think I would like somebody that with the good mindset and at the same page, you know, will be somebody I would date, you know, rather than just look, you know, a handsome guy is not always a good man to date, yeah.
And last question, do you have Instagram or TikTok ID?
Yes, I do have Instagram. My Instagram is TT the Attitude.
And what about TikTok?
My TikTok is also TT the Attitude.
This is my
was the end of the video. I don't think she helped her case, because if you got TT the attitude, like, I think there needs to be a little bit more clearer understanding. I think the attitude is going towards her, and her attitude towards her plus size shape or modeling this, that, and the other. But when you think of attitude, you think about having a nasty attitude towards whatever. So it definitely don't want you to approach women if she already got in her name that she has attitude. I think that's kind of like a guy repellent, and it's going to drive more bad guys to approach you than anything, because bad guys take on bad attitude with a badge of honor because they don't have any long-term intentions with you. They'll put up with your BS because they don't have any long-term. I think that's just in general with women. A lot of bad guys are guys that's not good for you or with toxic traits will just put up with you because they want to get what they want to get out of you, and they might not necessarily see long-term with you. Or even if they did see long-term with you, they might not go the way that you see yourself being taken care of. So keep that in mind. Other than that, definitely, I think she had something for sure when it came to, as you get better, as you love yourself, as you figure yourself out, you should be naturally tweaking what you look for in people to have better, choices, to make better choices, to vet better, that will complement the evolution of you, which will in turn build for a possible better relationship once you finally find that person to pair with. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. How accurate was that? We can go through these same issues as a plus woman. Do you love plus women? What issues you may come across approaching women, especially plus size women? Things that people overlook about plus size women. Until then, till next time. Peace. Wow, my finger is invisible. Invisible.